Hey, this is Victor from Social Firestarter. So today I want to discuss something that I tend to see every now and then. It is a strategy for reusing content, something that used to work pretty well a few years back, and it was definitely more prevalent in the home services niches. So definitely a bunch of contractors out there that attempted this a lot. It's definitely spammy and low quality, so nowadays this doesn't really work. But I do still keep seeing even agencies, even marketers that will kind of like they make a big deal out of this being something that they do, almost as if saying that this is like a really powerful way to get more rankings. But I want to break it down in a simple way so that you can understand why this isn't a really good idea. So the basic idea about all of this, and I have a large city opened up here. Not one of the largest, but large enough to make this scenario happen. So basically, think of it this way. So let's say you are somewhere in Orlando, and let's say you even actually have a good organic rank, like for car accidents or personal injury, slip and fall, something like that. But you want to go ahead and obtain some more organic rankings for the different areas of the city. So if you're in a larger city like this one here, there's a lot of different neighborhoods that actually make up the area. As you can see here, pretty large area, and then within that, there's actually, within it, and then even outside of it, there's all sorts of different little neighborhoods that you can actually hyper-target. Now, there's an idea about trying to optimize a page for basically, let's say somebody specifically wants an attorney from Thornton Park, and they go ahead and do a search for Thornton Park personal injury attorneys. Let's say, let's ignore the map pack, right? Let's say you're just looking for those organic rankings underneath the map pack. Like, for example, Thornton Park. Let's say let's say we're actually here. Let's say we're located in Baldwin Park. Let's say the law firm's actually here, and there's local visibility being provided here from the GMB. Let's say you got it ranking, you got it showing you to a bunch of people over here, and that's great. But maybe you're thinking, well, what about people that search for personal injury in Thornton Park? I'm not ranked in the map pack all the way out there, but maybe I can get some visibility just from the organic rankings below that map pack over here for people in Thornton Park. Now, using that basic idea, people will basically get, let's say you build the page that is aimed to rank for slip and fall attorney. So it's a slip and fall attorney accident page. And let's say you literally copy the entire content. You just copy it. You put it on Word, right? On Microsoft Word or something. You do the Control H and you replace every instance of Baldwin Park. So let's say the page originally said a slip and fall injury or slip and fall accident attorney in Baldwin Park, and the entire article refers to Baldwin Park as the area of service. Let's say now you take the entire page, copy it, replace every instance of Baldwin Park, and just throw in Thornton Park in there. And then you just publish it. So a lot of people used to try this, and it used to work to a degree, especially for ranks that aren't so competitive. But here's why you don't really want to do that, or why that's not really the best way to do it, and why that's not really effective anymore going into 2021. So if you think about that content, a good portion of it is just duplicated content. So right off the bat, you do not put your, like that given page, the duplicated page with Thornton Park replaced in there, that given page is not going to be very competitive. So if other people are trying to rank in Thornton Park as well, you're probably not going to do very well with that duplicated content, because again, it's just the same thing that's been rewritten on a different page. Not much. There's not much quality there. There's not much weight that goes into a page like that, because it's just not original. It's not unique. So you're already kind of like right off the bat putting yourself in a position where all of those ranks that you're targeting with the duplicated content is just not really, it's not targeted competitively. It's just kind of throwing some stuff out there, and if it works, it works. That's pretty much the idea behind it. It doesn't really go into, it doesn't go into the aggressiveness that you might want to actually get and acquire that rank. But other than that, because I can already see, like, okay, taking this situation and try to apply it to other cities, especially larger areas, maybe not an area so small as Thornton Park, which is like super tiny, but think about applying that to bigger areas or multiple cities. You're never gonna rank on the top of page 1 for a large city using duplicated content with that strategy. It's just not gonna work. And if there's a marketer that thinks that that's a competitive way to do it, then you could try it out, but you'll see it doesn't really gain any traction. Maybe it did a few years ago, doesn't really work nowadays anymore. So another reason why that's a bad idea is because, okay, think about taking that strategy and applying it across your entire domain, across your entire website. Let's say you are a law firm that practices statewide, or almost statewide, basically in a bunch of large areas across the state, and you go ahead and do that strategy to try and cover all the different cities where you don't have a GMB. All of those different cities that you're going to be targeting with the strategy, again, you're not going to position any of those pages competitively, so that's one thing. But another thing, if your entire domain is now just filled up with pages like this, where it's just duplicated content, it doesn't really serve as much of a purpose to be served to users as other pages do. Just think about what that does to your domain, because after some time, if you've got all these pages of duplicated content, the entire quality of your domain is now much lower, which is now going to be detrimental for the entire SEO campaign. Every city that you're working on, not just the ones that you use some duplicated content for. So that's something to think about, because at a larger scale, once your website gets bigger, you've now created a mess of low quality content that is going to need to be cleaned up at some point by somebody that can actually provide the content that's needed to rank. Those are my thoughts. Let me know if you have a competitor that's doing that type of strategy and maybe grabbing up a bunch of neighborhood ranks. Let me know if you thought about doing it and you have a bit of a different way, a different style to do it. But basically, you just can't get around the fact that you need quality content. And it is a big hurdle, because even for marketing agencies, it can be expensive to get quality writing from an actual legal writer, somebody that knows what they're doing and isn't going to make mistakes as far as legality either. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Again, check out lawyergmb.com if you want to look at more details about how we rank lawyers in the Map Pack, as well as any testimonials as well. Thanks for watching, though, and have a great rest of your day.